Thinking about remarrying after 60? Imagine this. You're over 60. Your children are grown, finances are comfortable, you've met someone special, and the thought of remarrying feels like a dream. Cozy mornings together, shared laughter, quiet evenings, and the freedom to finally enjoy life without worries. It's the picture-perfect vision of love after 60. But what is the truth? Second marriages at this stage of life are rarely that simple. Emotions, expectations, family dynamics, finances, and health all collide in ways you might not expect. What looks like a serene paradise can quickly become a minefield if you're not fully prepared. Hi, welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon again. In today's video, I'm going to share 5 essential things you must consider before saying I do again after 60. From emotional readiness to financial realities, family dynamics to lifestyle adjustments, these are the factors that can make or break a second marriage. If you want more insights on navigating love, relationships, and second marriages after 60, make sure to subscribe to my channel, Vernon After 60, and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of my weekly guidance. Now, let's dive into the first crucial thing you need to consider before saying I do again, because this one can make or break a second marriage entirely.
1. The financial reality. Money talks louder after 60. When you remarry after 60, money isn't just numbers on a bank statement. It carries emotional weight, impacts family dynamics, and influences the way daily life unfolds. Unlike marriages in your 20s or 30s, finances at this stage are often more complex. Both partners may have retirement savings, investments, property, or obligations to grown children, or even grandchildren. Money can become a source of tension if expectations aren't discussed openly. Questions like, how will we handle our assets? Do we combine finances or keep them separate? What about estate planning or inheritance for our children? Need honest answers before walking down the aisle. Avoiding these conversations can create resentment or misunderstandings later, and at this stage, resolving conflicts can be more emotionally draining. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." Yet when it comes to second marriages after 60, financial incompatibility can destroy even the most philosophical approach to happiness. At this stage of life, you're dealing with fixed incomes, limited time to rebuild wealth, potential inheritance complications, and the reality that one person's financial irresponsibility can destroy the other's lifetime of careful planning. It's not about distrust, it's about clarity. Couples who openly discuss their financial reality after 60 often find a stronger foundation of trust, transparency, and shared goals. Small steps like creating a joint budget, consulting a financial advisor together, or aligning on spending priorities can prevent future friction and keep love at the forefront. Are you prepared to risk your financial security for this relationship? Because financial stress at this stage of life doesn't just threaten your marriage, it threatens your ability to age with dignity and independence. And this financial foundation connects directly to our next crucial consideration.
Number 2. The identity question. Who are you without your past? Remarrying after 60 isn't just about finding someone new. It's about merging 2 full lives, each shaped by decades of experiences, relationships,
and personal history. One of the most overlooked challenges at this stage is the question of identity. Who are you without your past defining you? Carl Jung wrote, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." But remarriage after 60 often forces us to confront a challenging question. Can we integrate our authentic selves with someone else's life story? Or do we risk losing ourselves in the process of blending two complex histories? By the time you're considering a second marriage, you've lived through love, loss, career milestones, and life-altering decisions. Those experiences shape who you are, your routines, and even the roles you naturally assume in relationships. Entering a new marriage requires asking yourself, am I ready to share my life without letting my past dominate this new chapter? Research from the American Association for Marriage and Family Therapy shows that identity negotiation is one of the most challenging aspects of later life remarriage. Unlike first marriages, where couples grow into their roles together, second marriages often involve fitting into pre-existing family systems, social circles, and established patterns that may have no room for your authentic self. A healthy second marriage requires space for reinvention. It's an opportunity to honor your past while consciously choosing who you want to be moving forward, both individually and as a couple. Reflecting on your identity helps prevent conflicts, foster emotional intimacy, and ensures you enter the marriage as your authentic self, not a version defined solely by history. Have you ever struggled with letting go of old patterns or identities in a relationship? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your insight could help others navigate this challenge. Identity question becomes even more complex when we consider the expectations and reactions of adult children, which leads us to our next critical consideration.
Number 3. The family dynamics, when adult children become the issue. Sophocles wrote, "Children are the anchors that hold a mother to life." But in second marriages after 60, those same children can become the forces that tear relationships apart. My friend Margaret learned this harsh reality when she married James at 67. Both were widowed with successful adult children and thought they'd found companionate love for their golden years. What they didn't expect was the intensity of their children's opposition. Lisa, Margaret's daughter, suspected James of targeting her mother's inheritance, while James's son excluded Margaret from family events. Prenups, financial disclosures, and holiday tensions turned their romance into a battlefield, with grandchildren caught in the middle and their joy constantly overshadowed by family drama. Unlike younger couples, who can simply create distance from disapproving family members, older couples often find themselves choosing between their children and their partners, a choice that can lead to devastating isolation either way. But here's what Margaret and James learned through counseling. Adult children's opposition to late-life remarriage often stems from their own fears about change, loss of inheritance, disruption of family traditions, and anxiety about their aging parents' vulnerability. Understanding these underlying concerns made it possible to address them directly, rather than simply battling the symptoms. Margaret and James practiced family diplomacy, clear communication, legal safeguards, and respect for existing family ties. They balanced their happiness with legitimate concerns about harmony and finances, without giving their children veto power over their lives. Successful second marriages after 60 require navigating these family dynamics with both firmness and sensitivity, because family stress can destroy even the strongest partnerships. And it connects directly to our next vital consideration.
Number 4. The health factor, in sickness and in wealth. In second marriages after 60, the opportunity for healing and growth must be weighed against the statistical likelihood of serious health challenges that could transform your romantic partnership into a caregiving situation far sooner than you expect. 6 years ago, I remarried Susan, a vibrant woman of 60 who seemed to embody health and vitality. We had wonderful plans for travel, adventure, and active retirement together. Within 18 months of their wedding, Susan was diagnosed with early-onset Alzheimer's disease. I found myself in an impossible situation. I'd married expecting a companion for adventure and discovered instead that I'd signed up to be a full-time caregiver for someone whose condition would only worsen. Unlike couples who'd grown old together gradually, I had no time to adjust to this reality, no decades of shared history to sustain me through the crisis, and no established support systems to help me cope. I loved Susan, but I'm not sure I would have married her if I'd known what was coming. Does that make me a terrible person? The statistics are sobering. People over 60 have a significantly higher likelihood of developing serious chronic conditions within any 5-year period. Heart disease, cancer, diabetes, dementia, and other major health challenges become increasingly common. When these conditions develop in new marriages, they can create emotional, financial, and practical burdens that destroy relationships. The "in sickness and in health" commitment takes on new meaning when sickness might arrive within months rather than decades. This doesn't mean avoiding remarriage if you or your partner have health concerns. It means being realistic about what you're committing to and ensuring you have the resources, support systems, and emotional resilience to handle whatever might come. I did become Susan's primary caregiver until her death 4 years later, but I approached it as a conscious choice rather than a trapped obligation, which allowed me to find meaning and even grace in our difficult journey together. Have you ever faced unexpected challenges in a relationship that completely changed your expectations? How did you cope, and what did you learn from it? Share your experience in the comments. Your story could help someone else navigate the realities of love after 60. Now we move to the final consideration before saying "I do" again after 60, one that touches the heart of emotional readiness and long-term compatibility.
Number 5. The legacy consideration. What happens to your life's work? By this stage of life, you've likely accumulated financial assets, property, personal achievements, and family responsibilities. A second marriage can affect how your life's work is preserved, distributed, or shared, especially if either partner has children, inheritances, or philanthropic plans in mind. It's essential to have open and honest conversations about your intentions and expectations. Questions like, how will assets be managed? What are the plans for inheritance or estate distribution? How will you balance the needs of adult children or stepchildren? These discussions aren't about mistrust. They're about clarity and ensuring that your work, values, and family commitments are respected while still allowing love to flourish. Ignoring legacy considerations can lead to misunderstandings, resentment, or even legal disputes down the line. Estate planning attorneys report that legacy complications are increasingly common in second marriages after 60, often creating more complex legal and family situations than the original couples anticipate. Blended families, competing inheritance claims, tax implications, and charity succession issues can turn what seemed like simple estate planning into legal nightmares. This legacy consideration isn't just about money, it's about meaning. What do you want your life to have stood for? How do you want to be remembered? What work, values, or contributions do you want to continue beyond your lifetime? And how will remarriage affect your ability to fulfill these deeper purposes? The most successful second marriages after 60 are those where both partners understand that they're not just joining their lives, but their legacies. They find ways to honor the past while building something new, to preserve what matters most while remaining open to growth and change.
As we reach the end of our exploration together, I want you to imagine something. What if approaching remarriage after 60 with this level of wisdom and intentionality could give you not just a successful second marriage, but the most fulfilling relationship of your entire life? The 5 considerations we've explored together: financial reality, identity preservation, family dynamics, health factors, and legacy planning aren't obstacles to love. They're the foundation upon which lasting love after 60 can be built. They're what separate romantic fantasy from romantic wisdom. But considering these practical realities doesn't diminish the possibility of love, it enhances it. When you enter a relationship with your eyes wide open, when you've addressed the complex realities of blending 2 established lives, when you've protected what matters most while remaining genuinely open to partnership, you create the conditions for love that can flourish rather than merely survive. Some people find their greatest joy in the flowing, changing nature of new relationships, while others find their deepest satisfaction in the stable, enduring qualities of established independence. Both paths can lead to fulfillment, but wisdom lies in knowing which path is right for you at this stage of your journey. Your happiness in your golden years matters. Your peace of mind matters. Your legacy matters. Your family relationships matter. And yes, love matters too. The wisdom lies in finding ways to honor all of these important values simultaneously. If this video helped you think more clearly about love and remarriage after 60, give it a like and share it with someone who might benefit from these insights. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss weekly guidance on relationships, wisdom, and living fully in your golden years. Choose wisely, my friend. Your golden years deserve nothing less than golden love. This is Vernon. Thank you for watching till now, and see you next time.